Arrogance is a Curse, by Dion Zeramis.
Tell us again, General, why is it, when you had access to the entire military might of the Galactic Council, you were unable to stop this one upstart species?
The general, a position he'd earned from political maneuvering as opposed to actual military experience, due to the long periods of peace which filled the galaxy, making combat-experienced officers at his rank a rarity, shifted in his seat. It was intentionally uncomfortable, meant to make whoever was sitting in it unable to sit still. Still, he had been asked a question by the senatorial hearing that was effectively preparing to fire him for his failure to succeed in the war that the Council had stumbled upon with some newly space-lifted race. This, humanity.
Are you asking that I provide a full recounting of the conflict, Madam Senator, or just the relevant parts which this hearing is for?
He asked. No point playing the political game anymore. He wasn't going to be wearing his uniform once this whole show was over. At least not that of a general anymore. For all the democratic trappings the Council wore, it was very much a nation of power-mongers who sought to strengthen their power base at the cost of others.
We have your reports from first contact to the current moment, General. Give us the succinct explanation.
She asked, sounding insulted about his glibness. He didn't care.
Array, well, Madam Senator. You asked why our entire military might was unable to defeat humanity, a race that had, at the time of first contact, only recently left its own star system. Madam Senator, I would like to point out the fact that some 80% of our weapons and ships are older than anyone in this room right now. The Council hasn't fought a war in nearly 5 centuries. We thought that we'd found and uplifted any species that was worth doing so in the regions of space we have explored. We haven't funded a new expedition into the uncharted space of our galaxy in nearly 6 centuries. Compared to most of those we'd encountered prior to becoming the dominant political entity of the galaxy, we were on a near-peer level of military prowess. But without an enemy to fight, our troops have been left with equipment which should be rightly stored in museums and not used in the field of battle. But Congress's staunch refusal to think of future conflicts, after all, Madam Senator, was it not you who said any threat we could find would be too primitive to be a true threat? Simply put, our tactics were now unpracticed from lack of use, untested against a new enemy, and out of date to account for a changing landscape of battle. We may have outnumbered the United Earth Federation by 1,000 to 1, but I should point out that this UEF was formed in response to us. This decade-long conflict, which has resulted in the loss of 95% of our former military strength, was not new to the humans. Prior to first contact, their most recent conflict, which was against themselves, might I point out, was 3 years prior. And their last potentially extinction-level conflict they experienced was 1 century ago, when they were in a singular star system.
He explained. The gasps and whisperings behind him as he pointed out just how badly the war was faring surprised people. The propaganda was painting it as a stalemate between the Council and the humans, not this overwhelming loss.
All of this information is in their publicly available networks. They have a history of conflict, of quickly adapting what the other side has to benefit them when they can get a hold of it. And this conflict has only given them our old tech to start from. They have gone from being a 6-system strong fractured race into a race that controls a full arm of the galaxy because we cut their travel time from decades to months, their ability to establish facilities and complexes from years to weeks. You want to know why we are losing, Madam Senator? It's because we let our ego, our view of our own superiority, damn us. We let ourselves grow fat and lazy in our successes that we forgot what it meant to struggle. And I can tell you, the home fleet won't be able to stop them. This station will fall when the humans come. The only question I have for you, Madam Senator, is how many worlds will burn because of Congress arrogance?
That is enough, General. I think we've heard your opinions, and will take the points you raised under advisement. But I do not think that the situation is as dire as you claim it to be. This hearing thusly finds you to be guilty of sedition and treason for undermining the public trust of the Galactic Council and its military, as well as inflating the humans' capabilities to levels that are just unfathomable, as there is no way some upstart race barely out of its cradle system could reverse our advanced technology. Dismissed.
Translated excerpt from Galactic Council Hearing Number 15699964848484889. Military situation regarding ongoing conflict between Galactic Council and human race. 10 Terran Standard days before United Earth Federation Fleet Anvil arrived in system.